It's getting pretty close to dinner time and I'm feeling like having some lion's mane steak. So I'm gonna use this lion's mane that's been sitting in my fridge for a few days, and I'm going to cook it in a reverse sear method. This is picked up from Derek Sarno on his channel. So I didn't create this method, but I really appreciate it. So we're gonna take this lion's mane. This is, a little less than a pound of lion's mane, and we're gonna turn it into some delicious steaks. And I'm gonna show you how I do it, and maybe you'll do it too. Let's get started.
So what you're going to want to do is make sure you take a look at your lion's mane, and if there's any of the substrate left over, like what they call the root, make sure you cut that off first, because it's not food and you don't want it. If there's any like hard or dense spots, get rid of those too. But we're going to cover it in some oil. I used avocado oil. I think it's probably the best here. And then we're going to liberally coat it in salt. Now I use this bowl here because lion's mane will soak up some of that oil. So if you just kind of oil the bowl and salt it and roll it around in there, you'll get better coverage. And then into an oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit for a little over an hour, maybe around an hour, depending on the size of your lion's mane, could be more or less. But I like to put it on a rack, that way it's got some drainage. Otherwise, any liquid that comes out is just gonna kind of pool up. So highly recommend using a rack.
One of my dogs just knocked over my regular tripod, so we're gonna have to finish the rest of this video with me holding the camera. I'm sorry. And I've got this little gorilla pod that I can do for like short, close range stuff. So you might see some of these little legs in the shot. I apologize. I just want to get this video done with. My lion's mane's already cooking. So yeah, if it looks a little weird and the angles are odd and you see these little legs, sorry, not much I can do.
In about an hour or so, in this case about 75 minutes, this is what your lion's mane is going to look like. It's going to be a little toasty looking, might even be a little caramelized, and that's fine. Into a hot oil pan it's going to go. It's going to sputter because there's liquid and stuff like that inside of it, so just kind of commit to the fact that's going to happen. Now, you really want to have a cast iron skillet is best, but if you get two skillets, they can fit into each other. You got to have something like this here so you can press those skillets together and kind of squeeze out the water of the lion's mane. You want to press this thing down to the thickness that you want, and you're going to need to turn it a few times, pressing it each time. Then when you're done, we're going to baste this in some butter. In this case here, you have some of that country crock plant butter. Once it gets nice and foamy, we're going to add in our rosemary and garlic, and we're going to baste it. Unfortunately, because I didn't have a tripod right now, I couldn't film myself basting it. So you just kind of get an idea of, throw the butter on top. That's good enough, right? So learn how to baste it on someone else's channel, unfortunately for now. But once it's nice and basted, it's gonna look really dark, but that's good. You want it to be kind of dark and toasty looking. It's not burnt, trust me. Once it's been rested for just a few minutes, then you're gonna go on to slicing it, and here's where the magic happens. Now, I don't have to tell you this, but this is amazing looking. Look how meaty that is. It's juicy from the fats because, we basted it in butter, but just take a look.
So this is my lion's mane steak with a little bit of my gravy that I made, and I'm excited to eat it. So bon appetit. Oh my God, it's so good. It's legitimately so good. First of all, gravy, right? Am I right? Second of all, the lion's mane has this really nice, very toasty outside. It looks like it's burnt, but it's totally not. It's just very dark, so it gets real nutty and toasty. It's lightly seasoned, which is great. You get a little bit of the salinity from the gravy anyway, and the gravy's so good. There's a wonderful presence of the garlic and the rosemary in both the lion's mane and the gravy. The tenderness of it is like expensive steak, like Wagyu steak. It's like it falls apart. There's like a fibrousness, almost kind of like really like exceptionally good brisket. And then the flavor of it is more like, it's weird because it's like, it has all these like beefy qualities, but it doesn't taste like beef. It tastes kind of more like turkey almost. But all of those savory, the rosemary, the garlic, the toastiness on the outside keep it way more rich than like a turkey or something like that. So it's wonderful. The gravy is like a must do. I actually didn't expect it to be that good. It's just incredible. I will do this so many times in my life because it's wonderful. And it just falls apart in your mouth. The butteriness of it is just very exceptional. The mouthfeel is great. There's a lot of times people are very cautious about eating mushrooms because they don't like the texture of mushrooms. And lion's mane, especially when prepared in this way, it's not like any mushroom you've ever had before. So you have very little to worry about there. It's wonderful. And they make great leftovers. I've had lion's mane steaks leftovers many times, and it's just as good. Air fry is a high recommend, but you can also put them into a pan and sear them up, and then they get this new quality because they got even toastier. So anyway, I hope you guys try this. I can't wait to get back to eating this. I'm very excited. I'm also very hungry. With all the camera issues and everything, this has put my dinner way later than I normally eat it. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try this. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.